You know, it's 2026. We have wireless everything, fiber optics, screens you can roll up, and yet you walk into a huge lecture hall, a big conference center, and what's sticking out at the podium?
That old blue 15-pin VGA connector, it's like the cockroach of AV tech. It refuses to die.
It really does. And that's actually the problem we're going to unpack today. We're doing a deep dive into a piece of hardware that is, well, it's designed to drive that exact problem into the modern age.
Right.
We're looking at the Kramer PT-110XL.
Right. The official name is, let's see, a computer graphics video over twisted pair transmitter.
Which sounds incredibly dry.
It does. But the engineering behind it is pretty clever. It solves a really specific, really annoying headache. How do you get a video signal from a laptop all the way to a projector that's like 800 feet away?
Because if you just ran a normal VGA cable that far, you'd get, what, static? Nothing at all.
You'd get garbage. Honestly, you start to see issues, ghosting and stuff. After maybe 50 feet, analog signals just fall apart over copper.
Okay, but this little box claims, what was it, an extended transmission range of up to 250 meters. That's over 800 feet.
It is. Which brings up the weird part.
Yeah, this is what I couldn't figure out. It does it using a standard network cable, a Cat5 or Cat6. How does using a cheaper, thinner wire make the signal go further?
That is the counterintuitive magic of it. See, the PT-110XL isn't just a simple adapter. It's an active transmitter. It fundamentally changes how the signal travels.
Okay, so it converts it to digital, like an internet stream.
No, and that's the common assumption.
Yeah.
It's not IP packets. It's still an electrical signal, but it uses something called differential signaling.
All right, you got to unpack that one for me.
So inside a cat cable, you have these pairs of wires twisted together. This little box sends the video signal down one wire in the pair, and an identical but inverted copy of the signal down the other wire.
Inverted, like a mirror image.
Exactly. And as those two signals travel hundreds of feet, they both get hit with the same electrical noise.
Yeah.
You know, from fluorescent lights, power cables.
Right, the stuff that usually ruins the picture.
But here's the trick. Since the wires are twisted together, they pick up the exact same noise. Then at the other end, the receiver just subtracts the inverted signal from the original one.
Oh, wait a minute. So the original signal is restored and the noise, since it's identical on both, just cancels itself out.
It gets canceled out mathematically.
Yeah.
And that's how you can get a clean 1080p image across a football field on cheap Ethernet cable.
That is clever. But you do need a receiver, right? You can't just plug the network cable into the projector.
Correct. You need a dedicated receiver box at the other end to do that math and turn it back into a standard VGA signal.
So it's a two-part system. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But there's another problem I've run into. It's that that handshake issue. You plug a laptop in, and it has no idea what kind of screen is on the other end, so it just defaults to a weird resolution.
The dreaded 800 by 600 stretched display. Yeah, that's the handshake problem. The display is supposed to tell the computer what it is, but that information gets lost over long distances. So this Kramer unit has a feature called EDID capture.
EDID capture.
Basically, it's a mimic. Before you install it, you plug the transmitter directly into the projector. It listens, copies the projector's ID and preferred settings, the EDID data, and stores it. Then when you put it back at the podium, it pretends to be the projector.
So my laptop thinks it's plugged directly into the screen that's 800 feet away.
Yep. It gets the perfect settings every single time. No more IT support calls.
Okay, that is smart. But what about power? That's the other logistical nightmare, especially with a receiver mounted on the ceiling next to a projector. There's never a spare outlet up there.
Huge pain point. They thought of that too. It's called the Power Connect system. It's a lot like power over Ethernet or PoE that you see with security cameras.
So the network cable carries the power too?
It does. As long as the run is under about 150 feet or 50 meters, you just plug the power adapter into the transmitter at the podium, and it sends the juice down the line to power the receiver in the ceiling.
That's massive for retrofitting old buildings where you can't just call an electrician.
And that's really who this is for. The whole thing is tiny, like a deck of cards, but it's built to have, quote, increased noise immunity. It's for factories, hospitals, places with a lot of electrical interference.
It's a problem solver. It sounds like a bridge between eras, really.
That's a great way to put it. It uses the wiring you already have, that ubiquitous twisted pair cable, to make the old analog stuff work flawlessly. It's efficiency over novelty.
So for you, the listener, think about this. Next time you're in a huge auditorium and the presentation is crystal clear, don't just look at the screen. Think about the hundreds of feet of cable hidden in the walls and ceiling. If you had to bet your big presentation on one of them, would you trust the big, thick, old-school cable or the thin, twisted one?